when you're building up these kind of skill emotions, how do you figure out the cadence? Annual plan versus maybe you're better off quarterly and being very iterative given the pace of change.
Yeah, my philosophy has always been to align the period and frequency with the sales motion. Obviously, with SMB commercial, their sales cycle tends to be a lot shorter, and therefore you tend to see more of the monthly, quarterly cadence. Whereas as you start to shift more towards enterprise, you start to see more semi annual or annual quotas. That is a decision that the business needs to make. In terms of key design principles, focus on creating those modular compensation components that then can be combined in different ways rather than building out more unique plans for every single scenario. A good example might be like, okay, how do you approach sales territory in terms of creating compensation for each region? Instead of doing that, we developed a modular framework, if you will, that allows us to incentivize different base multipliers for different markets, right? So you could have one that is more catered towards like emerging markets or established markets or strategic markets that then can be combined with role specific accelerators for different roles like SDRs or AEs.
Yeah, no, I agree in terms of making it scalable. I mean, you want to be able to have the flexibility to iterate and piece together different elements of a comp plan, but you don't have to rebuild the underlying components or the structures. It also makes it easier for you to validate when we use this component within a plan. It's what happens.
Yeah, and maybe the territory is just like one aspect, but you could also handle that in terms of like product line compensation as well. Rather than creating a separate plan for each product, right? You could have that core commission structure with adjustable modifiers for new products that are being rolled out, right? Like, how do you then strategize in terms of like, okay, we'll pay a higher multiplier on these net new products, more mature products, right? You can have a more steady state or products that are going to be sunset, right? Like you can leverage that as a way to then drive the type of behavior, but also reward reps at the same time. So that really allows the organizations to be impactful as well as having that flexibility to move fast and be agile without having it take so long to then create net new plans.